Using calculus, you can find out a lot of important features of a graph, and I want to highlight a few of them in this lecture. So we've seen just recently that if you know where f prime is positive and negative, well then you know where f is increasing and decreasing. This is maybe the most fundamental part of the shape of f. Similarly, information about the second derivative gives you information about f. When the second derivative is positive, f is concave up, and when it's negative, then f is concave down. We also saw a while ago how limits of a function can tell you about how the graph looks. So we looked at horizontal asymptotes. So to find those, you look for the limit as x goes to negative infinity of f of x. And if that limit is equal to L, well then f has a horizontal asymptote of y equals L on the left, meaning that as you go toward negative infinity on the graph, your graph looks more and more like this horizontal line y equals L. And in the same way, if the limit as x goes to positive infinity is equal to some value, maybe I'll call it m, well then f has a horizontal asymptote of y equals m on the right. We also have vertical asymptotes, which we saw way back near the beginning of the course. And these arose whenever you had the limit as x approached some finite value from either side. So if that equals infinity or negative infinity, or if the limit as x approaches a from the right equals infinity or negative infinity, well then the line x equals a is a vertical asymptote of f. So all of these together give you a lot of information about the shape of a graph. They're not the only things. There are some other tools that are sometimes useful. You can say find the domain of f. This is particularly useful if your function includes a square root or a natural log or division by something, because then there are some values that aren't allowed as inputs. You could find the intercepts. In other words, where your graph crosses the x or y axes. And then there are even some other tools that are a little bit more niche, but you can look at whether your function is periodic, whether it is even or odd, and so on. Well, in the next lecture, we're going to look at an example, and I'm mostly going to focus on using information from the first and second derivatives, as well as information about the horizontal and vertical asymptotes.